Hi, hello, and welcome back to Adventures with Fluff. I'll be starting something I dubbed Tales of Survivors. Here's a quick rundown. I pick a job to start as, and I only pick the traits I would think fit this character. However, there's an actual goal that I set myself up for as well, reaching Louisville's military base. Since our little survivor friend here has heard a broadcast that clearly stated that there is shelter and safety there. Speaking of survivor, today's survivor is the fireman lady, whatever. I picked traits that would fit the character with that job background, with some odd ones out there to spice things up for me and to help me just a tiny bit. I simply call it the traits describe the character rather than the traits being picks for good use or bearable debuffs, at least for most of them. Starting in West Point, I've added some roadblocks to my trip, like this broken leg here, and unless I find some car keys, I can't hotwire nothing. Combat is extremely dangerous, and overall I am very slow. Doors are mainly in place to slow me down and actually give me time to get in character, make mistakes, and potentially screw myself over. But mainly, I just wanted the 3 points, and I could explain this as they had an accident and they were sent home to relax. So here we are with our beloved Batocato back in action. The wounds I got from the injured trait are bearable, the neck wound being my primary concern. Still, I could sneak around, and that's all that matters. I also tried the minimap for the first time, and as you can see here, I struggled to figure out just how it worked. One Google later, I just kept it there and moved on to do more important things. Luring in some Z's, I took their clothes and further on planned on my survival. See, I like to challenge myself. I put the zombie pops on high, since Insane always kind of lagged my game for some reason, so every combat encounter I was supposed to encounter was more intense. In turn, I made the zombies move slower at night. So, I spent the first day just kind of roaming around the house. I sadly didn't get any weapons whatsoever in this house, so fighting is 100% not an option. Not like I wanted to fight anyway with this leg. So, I did the next best thing and just waited. I sat down and decided to read a book while healing up, waiting for the TV to spew out more skill shows and hopefully not be spotted by Z's. And so, nighttime rolled in. As you can see, nighttime was scary, and moving around during this time is probably not the best idea. So, grabbed a snack, sipped on some sweet water, and decided to sleep. My sleep then was rudely interrupted by a Z breaking in, probably lured in by the sounds of the TV that I forgot to turn off. After some housekeeping, more Z's showed up and stuff went hectic. I could have gone on probably for a long while if I wouldn't have gotten frustrated at the end there and the zombie just deciding to face into me and, well, yeah. It was very tiresome and I decided to cut the losses after that little nibble. Not like I don't really have a choice anyway. I'll be honest, I didn't think this would be this unbearably difficult. While I can certainly manage to start, I was just missing the weapons and the mobility to move out properly. But all I needed is just the right approach. So, I tried again. The spawn seemed promising, even having a second floor. If only I had nails and a hammer. Still, I was satisfied with what I got, even finding a pipe wrench. And a needle. Very nice. The wrench might be almost broken, but I'll take what I'm given. After finding more good stuff, I decided to close off all the windows with sheets, before returning to my all-loving pastime activity, reading. In my head, at that moment anyway, I needed to pass the time to heal up, completely forgetting about the advantage that I had at night. Call it me being uncomfortably scared to walk outside. So, after more sitting around and patching up my clothing as best as I could, I went to sleep. For some reason, I decided to go outside now and do some cleanup, and it sort of worked. Until I overextended. After having the whole neighborhood after me, and after many, many mistakes, I just kinda gave up. In hindsight, I could have probably let myself be consumed for the dramatic effect. Oh well. After yet another failure, I changed the world settings a little bit. I made the population normal, disabled respawns, and kept the rest the same. However, I added a little something to spice things up for myself. Something I'll reveal when the time arrives. Some probably already have a good idea what it is, some have no clue. And so, I returned to West Point, Miss Kato now hopefully more equipped for the horrors that await her. Grabbing the free food XP, I checked out the houses and gathered anything that could be considered of good use. And good use I did find. I found a hammer, a bat, fitting for the battle, a little backpack, some clothing, and medicine to keep me going. I felt like this was the one to get the journey going. I just needed to take care of the surroundings safely. Checking out my surroundings, I noticed that everything looked way more calm than it did before. A few Z's shouldn't hurt, so I did a bit of cleaning. While my house looked a little messy now, I didn't really worry about it too much. The fact that I was able to pull this off with only one scratch was a good omen, let's say. Butterfingering my bat away, I was hatching a small plan. Well, I was, until I decided to engage a small horde next door. I was so glad I managed this. It gave me more confidence, that's for sure. With the neighborhood a little safer, I decided to gather what I could and make this place, well, more home-like, while occasionally taking care of a few stragglers outside. With nighttime approaching, I decided to keep an eye out on the watch, just to see when the Z started to move a little slower. From what I saw, 200 was the time. I still had daylight left, so I could take care of the Z's without much thought. So I did, while ripping away as many clove pieces as I could. Sorting away the spoils of war, I decided to take care of more Z's that could potentially become a problem if I didn't take care of them now, and due to them being so nice and opening a few windows for me, I didn't have to worry about house alarms too. Looting more goodies and sorting them, my wounds have almost healed now, and all I had left to worry about is my leg and the burn wound. After a good night's rest, I continued to finishing touches of my cleanup and sort stuff. I could just clean this all up more properly, but I don't know. I got other worries or something. I spent the rest of the day looting, ripping, and home invading until the night creeped in. Since I spotted more Z's, one of which being a big group, it would be a perfect time to take care of them now. Satisfied with myself, I went to sleep. I finally felt somewhat more safe and more comfortable around here. But all of that would soon change, as my goal was still very clear: to get to the Louisville military base, and to do so, I had to get out of my comfort zone, and if I had to, take this whole town back from the undead, one swing at a time. Thank you all so much for watching. This is obviously the first out of, hopefully, depending on if I can survive this or not, many adventures, and it's more meant as a ease in to show my struggles first and foremost. I kinda had to ponder on how to properly set this stuff here up properly, and I gotta say, this was fun. We'll see where our adventure will take us next. Until then, I hope you have a lovely day, stay comfy and safe. Till next time, ta-ta!